Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mongooli Show. There's not a whole lot to talk about from happening last week, but we have a lot of exciting stuff coming up next week, including the return of the Old Man Logan Trials. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss any great content going forward. Let's jump into the video. All right, first up, now that purple ISO 8s are in the game, blue ISOs are going to be considerably less valuable, and so they're going to want you to be able to bring all of your characters up to purple if you can. So they're going to make these prices a whole lot cheaper. Now, there's a lot going on here, but let's just go straight down to this chart here where you can see the before cost, the after cost, and the difference. Now, for the T2 level 5 ions, there's not much of a change for your first class. So let's say you bring up Apocalypse to be Skirmisher. It's going to cost you the same amount to get them to T2 level 5 ions. The T2 level 1s and T2 level 4s are cheaper, but the T2 level 5s are the same price. But if you then realize, hey, wait a second, he's supposed to be a striker, it's significantly cheaper to switch him over to the striker once you've already paid to get him up to a T5 as a different class. So that's really, really nice for when you want to start switching things around. You're going to be able to do that for very, very cheap, if not, it looks like free, to be honest. As well as your T2 level 1s and T2 level 4s are across the board pretty much getting cheaper, or at very worst seeing the same price. But for the most part, they're going down in price pretty significantly because they want you to get to the purple ISO markers. So this is universally a good thing. Thanks, Scopely. All right, now the next thing we're going to take a look at isn't technically live at the time that I'm recording this, but it should be live by the time the blog goes out, and that is that the open all buttons are back, and they're better than ever. They've found a way to figure this out so that it shouldn't cause any stability issues, and you can actually do this much, much quicker than you used to be able to. The nice thing is there's now a slide bar, so you can kind of decide if you want to do like 1, 10, 100, 10,000, whatever you want to do, pretty damn easily. I'm going to show you a video in a second so you can see if that's what it's going to be like live in game. It's very fast, and that's incredible. So with the new system, as we mentioned, there's a slide bar. You can decide exactly how many you want to unlock all at once. They do mention you're gonna have to do intervals of 10, hundreds, even tens of thousands. If you got that many orbs, we respect and fear you. Well, you know, they're the ones who put hoarding into this game. Don't fear us because we did exactly what you told us to do for years. Anyways, rollout and availability, here's where it comes interesting. I love that they said it'll happen soon, and they actually trademarked that. There's a lot of stuff in this blog coming up that is soon. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny, Scopely. Well done. What they're saying is that as of today, I believe it's going to be, they're going to start rolling these out to a random 3% of our players. Now, this is because even though it's going to be stabler than it used to be, it is still going to be a lot of orbs that are going to be opening if everybody tries to do it all at once. So a random selection of 3% of our players are going to gain access first, followed by an additional 20% of the remaining players in 12-hour intervals until everyone has access. 20% of the population for 12 hours, that means like by the end of the weekend, everybody should have this. So if you're not part of that first 3%, don't worry about it. Give it a couple hours, you'll be fine. If you're seeing this on Monday or later, it should be literally everybody in the game has this, unless something really bad happens, which is possible. That's an option. Now, they do mention not every single orb is going to have this feature. You're going to have some orbs that will have the 10x button still, and that's going to be the max of it, as well as the red star orbs are still going to be just one at a time, which is a little infuriating, but really only for newer players, because if you're a more advanced player, you shouldn't really be opening your red star orbs anyways. There's better options for what you can do with those shards. So it doesn't say which ones are going to get the 10x button, but for the most part, I think the vast majority of them are going to have open all, which is really good. And honestly, even the 10x isn't terrible. So this has been something players have been wanting for a very long time. I am hopeful, fingers crossed, that this goes over really well, and that by the end of the weekend, everybody should have access to this. All right, so here's a pre-recorded video. I do not have access to the open all buttons. This is just something they gave us so we can show you, but you can see they have 25,000 orbs. They're showing you how the slider bar works. And when they hit the 25,995 orbs, boom, it's open. That's how fast it's going to be. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Pretty impressive. Now, there is a second video here where they're going to show you that depending on what the resource is, it will have a confirmation button just to make sure, like, are you sure you want to spend all of these credits to open something? So that you're not going to be able to accidentally do it. If you accidentally do it and you accidentally hit confirm, that's on you. Sorry. And honestly, that's it for what happened last week. So let's take a look at what's going on next week. All right, again, this is an advanced copy as we were recording this earlier in the day. So the weekly blog is going to be Are You Not Entertained? And of course, it's got Gladiator there. Get it? Good. All right. So, skewer details for Gladiator's upcoming release, Old Man Logan Trials, and the Annihilator Super Showcase. It looks like there's going to be a lot to do in Marvel Strike Force this week, which is sometimes really, really good and sometimes a little overwhelming. So let's take a look at what we got here. On Monday, we got the Quantum Disco. We're going to spend ISO 8 campaign energy. You got the Subatomic Groove Web Milestone. We're going to earn Alliance credits. The Miss Marvel Hardlight Blitz. Old Man Logan Trials. No leaderboard. And the Strike Pass featuring Sasquatch. Tuesday is going to have Gladiator's initial launch as well as the Annihilator's Super Showcase. And then on Wednesday, we're getting the second chapter of Age of X. Interesting. And Friday, Mercs for Money Quick Rumble. Nobody cares. Keep an eye out for inbox messages alerting you to character availability. Up to 7 red stars for Old Man Logan is going to be added to the Elite Store. Now, make sure you finish the Old Man Trials to the best of your possible ability because you can get up to 4 of them from those trials. So you don't want to buy the 4th star and then find out you earned it later on by completing a certain milestone. Does mention the Gladiator's coming soon. We're going to see that word a lot in this one. It doesn't give us, well, I guess it does give us the exact date up here. I don't know why they didn't just put the exact date down there, but we can see that it's going to be Tuesday, August 6th is Gladiator's initial launch. Not sure why it's not here, but so be it. Also, be on the lookout for red stars. You can spend 675 power cores if you want to unlock them right away, or there's going to be offers in the store if you want to just pay for them. Gladiator is going to be part of the new Annihilation team, which is going to be an arena team. So if arena matters to you, this might be something worth spending some cores on. As of Monday, the Old Man Logan Trials are going to return. Now, this is not going to have a leaderboard, so you are going to be able to know exactly what you're going to get. You don't have to like try and play against other people, which is kind of nice. So what we're going to be doing here is I actually have a video on this that is still super relevant. So if you want to go check that out, it's going to go through every single node, which characters I used, all that stuff. The only difference to that is now you should have more stars on your out of time as well as your Cabal team, as both of those are farmable. So it should be easier for you to get further on, assuming you're an established player. If you're a newer player, you can do some of the earlier nodes. Hopefully you can unlock him at 4 stars. If you can get that far down, I think it's 1.1 million points you're going to need for that. But either way, check out that guide. I'll put it on screen right now. You'll notice that this does still use the upgrade token, so you're not going to get shards for this character. So you do need to hit the milestone if you want to upgrade. It's not like previous events where you're just going to get X amount of shards and you're slowly working your way towards 7 stars. You need to be able to do milestone 15 if you want 7 shards. There's no other way around that. So here's the actual chart for what you're going to need to do. So lowest difficulty to score required points. So for the first 4 levels, you don't need anybody. You can bring whatever you want and you'll do just fine. Unfortunately, you will not get a 4-star Logan by doing these first 4 levels. You will need to get up to milestone 8 or level 8 if you want to unlock Logan. And again, because it is a token unlock, you're not even going to get shards for him for these first couple. Like there's no Old Man Logan rewards for doing these first ones. So you're going to want to do at least 8, which is going to require Out of Time and Cabal and Emma and Loki if you want to do that. It doesn't have any star requirements here, which is a little interesting because there's no star requirements here. So I don't know why these are 2 separate categories. Maybe just the line is because that's where you're going to actually unlock stuff. I don't know. After that, if you want the 5 yellow star, you can have 5 yellow stars on the Out of Time, Cabal, Emma, and Loki. Same with 6 and same with 7. So you can get up to a 7 yellow, 4 red star Old Man Logan if you do really well at this and complete milestone 15. And that's going to require you getting 13,500,000 points. Now, again, I do have a video on this. And from last time, I don't know what's going to happen this time. It's not Monday yet. But last time we were able to complete the first, I think, mission at level stone 15, which requires no star requirements. And that was enough points to get you the 4-star unlock. So try that out if you're a low enough character and you want to try that. Maybe you can get lucky on it still. I wouldn't be surprised if they change that in some way. Maybe just lower the points so you can't get 1.1 million for doing it, but we'll have to find out on Monday. It also mentions that you're going to be able to get 7 red stars for Old Man Logan, you guessed it, soon. Doesn't sound like it's going to be coming out at the same time the event is, but probably, hopefully, very soon afterwards. Now I'm saying it. All right, there is going to be a Annihilator Team Super Showcase. We're going to start off with the Gladiator one, where you're going to have them at 3, 4, or 5 stars if you want to participate. Then we move on to Gore. Then there's actually an Annihilator Team mission, and then Thanos at the end. Now, for the Annihilator Team, you are going to need to have Silver Surfer and Ultimus at 3, 4, or 5 stars. They are very farmable, so I'm assuming most of you do. But if you don't, start working towards that right now, because again, if you can get these characters up high enough, it'll make your life a little bit easier for the other characters. And also, after the rework, Silver Surfer and Ultimates are both pretty darn good, so you will want to have them available to you. There's going to be first time rewards in the way of gold, gear credits, teal, and crimson gear, as well as ISO 8 credits. Looks like we won't get any T3 ones, but we will be getting some T2 ones. And there's actually going to be diamonds for Hank Pym if you can do well enough in the missions. You're going to have to do mission 2.3 in Gladiator, Gores, and the Team Showcase, which is going to require you to have 4 stars on those characters. So maybe that'll be available for free if you're lucky. We're not really sure what those events are going to look like just yet, but that should get you a couple of diamonds, which is actually pretty nice for a new character like Hank Pym, which is amazing in Cosmic Crucible and okay in other locations. Be on the lookout for this to start on August 6th when the Gladiator event goes live. Not the Gladiator event, sorry, when Gladiator is available in the stores. Week 3 of the pool party is starting. We're going to be spending more pool party and Age of X energy. Now, this is interesting because they did mention up above that Age of X Chapter 2 is starting on August 7th, but there's nothing in this blog about what that means. So check back in on August 7th. Hopefully there'll be a blog out then when we can actually go over that a bit more in depth. You'll collect chimichangas from daily objectives. There's party treats of mega gold orb fragments and extra pool party orbs, and that's going to start on Monday the 5th. And if you're a newer player and you're still working towards level 100, you are getting 3 times the experience for now during this pool party event, so make sure you're out there doing all the campaign nodes that you can do. All right, the Quantum Disco event is going to be starting on August the 5th on Monday, where you're going to want to spend ISO 8 campaign energy and battle in Alliance War, and there's bonus points if you use Old Man Logan, and of course, the higher star level that you have Old Man Logan out, the more bonus points you're going to get for that. You're going to earn Photon, Projector, and Disco Balls, so that's fantastic. I'm loving these purple ISOs, and the more energy for that I can possibly get, the better. Let's take a look at the chart. Okay, this probably looks a little different. The charts weren't in the blog that we were given ahead of time, so I wasn't able to look at the actual charts beforehand. So now that the blog is live, we can finish this video up and get it out there. So what we're looking at is you're going to spend ISO energy at a rate of 2 to 1, which is fine. You're going to want a war battle for 1,500 energy to a maximum of 36,000, which is fine. Use Old Man Logan in war for 5,000 points. That's just a one-time thing. You can also use them at 6 stars for 10,000 or 7 stars for 15,000. So that's a decent amount of points you can get if you got your Old Man Logan at 7 stars, because remember, those are cumulative. You're also going to want to open 1 Quantum Hank Orb for 2,000 points, and the Quantum Dose milestone points are worth 1 for 1. That's probably what we're going to get from the feeder event. All right, so if you take a look at the actual chart, you can see there's going to be 88,000 disco balls on the line, as well as the Photon Projector, which is good for another 40,000 disco balls, all going towards the main event. And for the radioactive treats, if you can make it all the way down to the very bottom, which I know most of us won't, you can get 680,000 of these radioactive treats, which is what we're doing to get the purple ISO 8. So this is a phenomenal event. If you want to really push on an event, this might be just the one to do it for. You need 250,000 points to max this event out, so it is going to take a bit of a stretch. There are some diamond orb fragments. There are 20 Hank Pym shards. Oh, and another 15. Oh, there's actually quite a few Hank Pym shards. Oh my goodness. 5, 15, 30, 45, 60, 80 Hank Pym shards? Damn, that's pretty good. I'm shocked those aren't in yellow as well. It's weird those aren't even the important parts. But yeah, the radioactive treats are phenomenal. There are some Crimson Raid orb fragments, some Armory 19 orb fragments. Just an absolutely amazing event as far as what you're going to get paid out for. So that's really strong. And as always, there is a feeder event in the Subatomic Groove where you're going to earn Alliance credits and advance in the Quantum Disco milestone, also starting on Monday the 5th. All right, if we take a look at the feeder event, you want to earn alliance credits. You can get 2,500 of them total. You get about 650 of them a day if your alliance is fully participating, which is really good. You can actually get a little bit more of that if you're willing to spend power cores, but not very much more. It's not really worth it. And for 2,500 over 7 days, you really don't need to. You're going to be able to get 4 different Quantum Hank orb fragments, and those are going to be worth 2,000 points apiece, so that's really good. You're also going to be able to get a bunch of the Quantum Disco milestone points, which is going to help for the above, and you're getting radio arch retreats from this as well. This is, again, this is a good event for what we're trying to be doing right now. So you'll be able to get 30,000 Quantum Disco points from this, as well as the 6,000 points from this, so 36,000 points total from this event going towards the main event. That's really nice. That's really nice. The Quick Rumble is the Mercs for Money team. Now, this is a relatively new team, so we might not have our Panda Pools and our Logans and Dakins quite up to 7 stars just yet. So this might take a few more fights than normal, but honestly, probably not. And here's an interesting one, the Legacy Orb reboot. Now, what they're saying is essentially they're not going to be doing a Legacy Orb 4 like we were kind of expecting. They're actually going to be getting rid of the Legacy Orbs entirely. So once the Open All Orb goes open, make sure you open all of your Legacy Orbs because they will be getting phased out. What they're going to do is replace it with a Jarvis Recommended Orb, and they're going to give between 5 and 50 shards of the following characters. Now, I went through this list. I'm not going to read every single name out there, but every one of these characters is relatively decent. There's no straight up dead characters on this team. There are characters that aren't amazing. Like, none of these characters are going to be like Old Man Logan or Apocalypse, obviously. But like, those are both terrible examples. But like, you might have things like the Infinity Watch on here. Like this is not going to excite long-term players. That's not what this is for. The Legacy Orbs were never for long-term players. This is for newer players. And for new players, the people on this list are amazing. So this is a great thing for new players, and like myself, us long-term people, we're just going to continue to ignore this. It's fine. There's only 1 orb instead of 3. It makes life a little easier, I guess, but this is, as always, Ultimus shards, Ultimus fuel, whatever you want to call it. All right, and that's it for the blog this week. If you made it this far in the video, you probably enjoyed it. Consider hitting that like button, as it does help with this channel quite a bit. And if you're willing to hit subscribe, that'd be absolutely amazing. We put out lots of content throughout the week on this channel, and you'll want to know when we goes live. We usually record videos over twitch.tv/The Mongooli Show, so if you want to head over there and hit the follow button, you can participate in my Cosmic Crucible battles and other such events live as they're happening. You can ask me questions on the fly, and you'll be notified when we go live if you're over there and you're following. Until next time, Commanders, I hope you're safe, I hope you're well, and good luck to you.